Shall we play a game?
Right, that's better. Okay. Now I was having problems with TSC being cantankerous, and then OBS decided to use a different channel for my mic. Well, how about that? I think the game's going to the right channel, so it should be streaming out, I hope. Anyway, hello, Tam Walker. Excuse me. I just wolfed down my breakfast. Tam Walker, Chase the Fox, Michael Newbury, New York, Texas Railroad, and Daniel Robert Chowlett. Greetings. We're doing a stream as requested by the Romanian, and if you're on my Discord, you know who I'm talking about. Come on, you. Let me push the button. Yay. And we're going to start with... What's the best way to do this? This is a standard scenario, isn't it? So we go standard. These are all community ones, even though some of them look like they're standards. That's because I hacked them. And we're going to run the King today. And Union Workshop on sale, apparently. So we are at Bishop's Lydeard up platform. I have to say, having been there, this is actually pretty close. Be cool if you could go into the museum buildings and things, but you can't, so there. Alright, we are driving the King class today, which is the big green thing in front of us, and I suppose we should think about doing it. Because we do have a green signal, but I think we have to load people. Yes, we do. And of course, it's a heritage railway, so loading will be a while. I should have pressed that button earlier, but that's okay. But we can just make sure rail driver's doing its thing. It would appear to be good. Let's get the brakes on and keep them on, so this thing doesn't roll away. Actually, there's something that's not there. That little train thing down there is not actually on this platform. But the rest of it's about right. Over there, there's that one's bookshop, and then there's the museum buildings on that side. I don't remember that little train, but maybe it's there sometimes and not there sometimes. Who knows? This is the second-hand bookshop, one of several on the railway, and the refreshment rooms. That's the station building where you buy your tickets and things. Signal box, random house, and in here is the other museum. Now I think there's actually another building here these days. I think there's a building here, but so that would appear to have loaded our people. So we should probably get out of here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So our very cold King has to warm up for the morning. Hope you've got a coffee. I was firing yesterday our Beast 14A. Wheat bix in my throat. The all-burning beastie behaved herself quite well yesterday. It's funny that the Romanian asked to do the King class, and he's not even here. Hope everyone is doing well. Or as well as can be. Very slight uphill gradient. I have got the auto fireman running because, you know, being a fireman in real life, I don't really want to do it in a game too. This one seems happy in the high 20s. And if we look at this, yes, our steam usage is green. It's fine. I think you can ride in this guards van. Yeah, you can. I'm not going to run HUD free because I don't know this line well enough. Oh yes, it's a heritage line, 25 miles an hour. Well, you know what? We're doing 30. So get used to that little yellow bar. It'll be a heritage speed recorder anyway, it's fine. We got a fireman? No, there's no one here. But if we look outside, it seems we do. There's two of us. Green signal. If you've never visited this railway and you're in the UK, give it a crack. It's not the long flat railway that you expect. It's got some ups and downs and rounds. Now hopefully you won't be hearing any big desk thumps or anything like that from the microphone today. Just realised I'm covering up the HUD. Over there this week. Maybe there. There's a good spot. Covering anything up now. It's like the game was made for me. I think we can look in the fire from outside. Ooh, we're missing a gratuitous bridge shot. We can't have that, can we? No. Must get the gratuitous bridge shot. Got it. Barely, but I got it. That must be the noisiest guards van in the world. So we're going to be running 3 things with the King today. One run on West Somerset. It's a full-length run, but we only carry passengers for part of it. And then will be an empty cars move for the last part. Then we will follow that up with a more of an express appearance on the Riviera in the 50s, using another community scenario from the workshop. And we'll be finishing that with a freight, representing what the King might have done in its latter life. As they became slowly banished by diesels. Railways aren't known for throwing things away, so they take their once premier classes and make them do freight duty. Fairly common. And they figured out that it would be cheaper to buy diesels. So they do. Not far off from Crocombe Heathfield. This is the default Dovetail King. I looked into getting the Caledonia Works King, but you can only buy it from their website, and I wasn't that impressed that they were gathering a whole lot of private information, like your address and your phone number. There's things that they just don't need. So I went, nah, let's stick with the default. It's getting a bit steeper. Let's bring our cutoff a notch forward. Got a little bit more of a climb now. Back into the speeding range. Hello, John 907i. How are you? I'm well. Well, there's a view. Looking at its bum. How goes the job search, Michael? Don't want to accelerate too hard because we've got to stop up here anyway. Good people of Crocombe Heathfield know that we're coming. That's not good, Michael. Nice big haystack in the shed over there. And missing the gratuitous bridge shot. The outer or distant signal. Lets us know we're getting close to a station and that the next signal is probably at proceed. We don't see a lot of trains in this scenario. I think it might have been someone's first effort, so it's still picturesque nonetheless. And there is rolling stock dotted around the line, just nothing else moving. And granted, it is very hard to make a scenario for a single line railway like West Somerset. It actually takes a lot of effort. Roll our way into Crocombe Heathfield. One of the interesting things about having a largely flat set of railways, and I say largely flat because mine's 1 in 30. When we're rolling up on our terminus station, you're pretty much at full power on the steam engine, coming up the gradient. Good thing this signal's green, because I'm probably going to go through it. Braked a little late there. Yep, straight through the signal. Fortunately, it's green, so it's fine. Let's let our passengers in and out. I will eat you dropped a comment that I got 90% of the way through reading and then retracted it. This station also matches my memory of it fairly well. Complete with all of the old signage. The rest of the family waking up in the background. Sounds like breakfast things happening. I will each come back with an updated comment. It would be interesting if DTG added real life fast food places in TSW4 like McDonald's. Licensing might be a problem. Excuse me. But you never know. You Burke, after midnight. Ah, a bit late. Ah, it's okay that you deleted your comment. That's perfectly alright. Hello, Mark B. How are you? We're running the King today. We have an excessively long loading time because we're on a heritage railway. And the main rule of heritage railways is, in fact, hurry up and wait. I know, because I spent my day on one yesterday, and that's most of what I did. I have found a way to make our happy little oil burner actually perform relatively well. I found a way to get her hot without making stinky diesel smoke. She burns diesel, not coal. She's a little bit of a mind bender to fire her effectively. John 9079 says we need a hospitality carriage for steak and a bottle. That seems like a fair thing. There actually is one in the game, you know. There's the, what's it called? The far wagon or fur wagon or whatever it's called. In, it's the Swiss route. Can't think of it. Rosalie. It's got the extra wagon. I Will Eat You says, do you think aliens exist in Train Sim World because of that crashed UFO? Oh, I'm convinced of it. Totally there. Soon we'll come out with Spaceship Universe. That'll be the new game. And I'll laugh a lot if they actually are. This is an excessively long wait for a mid-station. Even for a heritage railway. But that's okay. The next run will be much quicker because we'll be on the Riviera. It is a stopping trip rather than an end-to-end express because, you know, they're not that exciting. They're almost as exciting as sitting here doing this because you're not really doing anything different from a player's perspective. Sorry, just letting my son know I didn't feed the cats this morning, so he can deal with it. Or he can choose to ignore them like I did. That would be fine too. Every now and again, cats deserve to be ignored. Keeps them on their toes. Because they take it so well. They love being ignored. John says, train travel to me has always been classy. McDonald's? Well, nah, trains have a class to them. Well, they do. Alright, it's time to go. Signal's still green. Been here for so long, I should probably open the cocks up. right back to the short cut off here, because we're actually starting to head downhill now. All the passengers were over there, and the train was over here. That was poorly planned. Just gradually accelerate without making much of it at all. Olichu says, I'd be happy for a BR Class 28 in Trainsim World so I can make it into Boko. Fair enough. I saw a video of one of the new ones today in the British territories, and I have to say it sounds like a Vectron, so I have to wonder if it is a Vectron. It just doesn't have that characteristic front cowl. Afrik, hello, how are you? Oh no, I'm going too fast. Whatever will I do? I just want to find out if the lights go off. Put a little bit of brakes on, I suppose. The lights do not go off by the looks of it. Setting a good cracking pace for the West Somerset Railway here. Specially authorised to go beyond 30 miles an hour. But not too much beyond, because we'll end up upside down somewhere. Just realised my logo's on my face. Thanks, YouTube. I'll put myself over there. That'll work. Gates closed, driver. That was an interesting difference as I travelled the UK from railway to railway. On the Talathin, for example, the fireman and driver would call the state of every gate, every little farm gate along the line, and there's quite a lot of them. Caress our way across the countryside. So only a few days until Dovetail Direct, and we find out all the things. Oh, Walichu says, I hope for a GP40 add-on for Sand Patch Grade. That's a very old route, that one. And an SW1000 for New York, Trenton, or Boston. Could happen. Fireman's popped the injector on, but hasn't done it properly because it's leaking steam. Oh, at least she says DTG does fix some of their bugs and glitches. They actually fix most of them. We're not stopping at Stog Umber. We will go straight on through. Continue our high-speed pace. If I don't continue our high-speed pace, basically what happens, it takes a good hour and a bit to traverse this railway, which is quite realistic. And I don't want to spend an hour and a bit traversing this railway. Let's ride in the guards van for a little while. Since we're going downhill. wind our way through the Somerset countryside. It's got quite a nice whistle on this one. It doesn't have an obvious loop, and it trails in and trails out quite nicely. Sucks to be you people. You should have been at the other platform. I would have picked you up. Train having vacuum brakes, of course. If you ever have dramas with a DTG product, apart from asking random ambassadors for help, which of course you're always welcome to do, most of us are helpful, then jump onto the support page, because there's a lot of things that are common. And Chris, who runs support, more than happy to help people. Very patient individual. This may surprise you, but I've used support before. Ooh. They're over the red line. Look out, we're going to explode. I like the little flame. It's clever. It's a bit unusual to be over the red line, though. People just pretend that's not happening. Good plan. You might say, oh look, we're over the red line. Great. Perfect. Cruise our way through the train. Why not? What's all this signage say? Do not trespass on the railway. Penalty 1,000 pounds. Still over the red line. Perfect. What could go wrong? Nothing. Perfect. Later today I'll be doing a fairly unusual stream. So there's a bunch of youths. Let's call them that. Youths. Such a misused word. But a bunch of younger people have gotten together and they have built for themselves the Goldfields Railway, or some of it, in Roblox. And they're also building the Pup and Billy Railway in Roblox. And I will be joining them today. In the first part of the stream, I will be a passenger riding the VGR, chatting with one of the creators. We'll be on with voice only. And then we'll take a drive. So we'll be pulled behind a steam train first up, or a steam engine. Not sure how much we'll see of the actual steam engine. And then we'll be driving I'll be fireman on a diesel, I believe, for the second part of that. And then we're going to flit over to Puffing Billy, where I'm told I'm actually going to be driving, which will be interesting because I have never driven on that particular railway before. I have driven that particular locomotive, but in real life. So we'll see how it performs. It is Roblox, I'm not expecting a lot of physics, but the people involved have just looking at what they've done some seriously amazing stuff. And it's an excellent reminder that the young people of this world who often get discounted in things are capable of amazing things when they feel like it. These guys definitely feel like it as I'm accelerating down from double the speed limit down to a more reasonable 15 for the approach to Williton Down. New York Texas Railroad asks, is this a TS Pro locomotive? You know, I don't think it has the Pro label, and weirdly they don't even promote it. There's no scenarios for it or anything. You only have to get workshop scenarios or put it in Quick Drive. It comes with the Riviera in the 50s route, but it has all the hallmarks of a Pro locomotive. So it actually works quite nicely. It does have a steam chest simulation, and it's got some fairly advanced scripting, so I'd put it up there in the class with Pro locomotives, because it's actually better than some of the Pro locomotives, but no, officially it's not. Have to power a little bit. I did get off here on my time on the railway and explore around here. And this was before I met up with the people I was meeting, so I wasn't quite as welcome as I was later on. I will eat you ask, what if TSW4 added freelance steam engines? Well, third-party developers could always make them. I know Dovetail aren't planning on making any more in the foreseeable future, but third parties definitely could. So we'll see what comes. Goal 20, hello. Hope you're well. I will eat you says, it would be amazing to see broad gauge trains in TSW4. Broad gauge in the Brunel sense, the 7-foot things, or the Bart sense. I think they're about that wide too. Got the hiccups, it's weird. Or broad gauge in the Victorian Railway sense, 5'3". It was quite interesting in the 1800s. All of Australia's railways got together at all of the state bodies and they all agreed on 4 foot 8.5. And then they promptly went away, and Queensland built 3'6", and New South Wales built 4 foot 8.5, and Victoria built 5'3", and 2'6", and 2 foot, and 3'6", I think, as well, on Bellarine. And South Australia built 4 foot 8.5, but they also built narrow gauge stuff. And Perth didn't build anything for a long time. As it's only today that we're beginning to actually standardise on the thing that was agreed in the 1800s, but most of the railways, of course, are built, so they're not going to get changed. As we sit here at Williton, wishing we could explore the diesel depot, because that would at least be interesting. They have an amazing collection on this railway, they really do, and they look after them. They're in awesome condition. Chase DeFox has been working my way through some of the older vids. Great to see you here. Someone else that still uses fang and fagin. Yeah. The Aussie isms come out occasionally. I will eat you likes putting faces on trains in Livery Designer. Why not? Go for it. I play Derail Valley, I will eat you. I do play it on stream occasionally. Its current simulation of trains is actually significantly better than when it came out, so it's not too bad these days. Should probably play it more, actually. It always seems to shuffle to the back of the queue for no really apparent reason. The current flavour of the month is, of course, Railroader. Hey, look what I haven't got on. Yeah, I'm on top of it. I don't bother then. You know, when I first read your comment, I will eat you, I thought it was, I like putting fishies on trains, and I thought that's a bit weird. But then I read it again and you said I like putting faces on trains, and then it made sense. Look at this lady walking on the air here. She's very clever. That's skills right there. It's still not time to go. I'm still waiting. Waiting. I Will Eat You says, do you know miniature steam outlined diesel engines? Well, there's lots of miniature steam stuff. There's a massive miniature steam railway here which rivals the length of a lot of heritage railways. It's called the Diamond Valley Railway in Eltham. Feel free to Google it and have a look. It's a magnificent railway. I've been invited there to go and play many times, but I don't because I have enough to do. One railway is more than enough for me. I visit other ones, but I don't go there to go and fire or drive. There's a man walking down on the air now. Amazing skills these people have. What are you going to do? Are you going to walk through the fence and go down on the air? Well, I think you are. Look at that. They must all be Terminators. At least in TSC they don't hit the camera, they just walk through you as though you're not there, because you're not. None of them are in any rush. I Will Eat You says steam outline diesel engines are a diesel engine that are in the shape of a steam engine. Yeah, they do exist. They're mostly in amusement parks, where they basically don't want to train people to fire and drive steam engines, because it is actually hard. So they make them out of a bus. I think we're almost ready to leave here. Let's have a look at the map and see where we are on the route. So we're heading to Watchet next, and then we will run empty cars to Minehead. So we have come quite a long way. We've come most of the way in the route because we came from down here, and we're going up there. So Watchet's next. Watchet's pretty close to the end, I think. There's Washford. I think Watchet was Blue Anchor, where the boat museum is. Dunster. Oops. Major mishap there. Oh dear, I've moved Transsim Classic. You guys won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I've got it off the screen right now. Anyway, I think it's time to go. Is it time to go? No, it's not time to go. Damn it. Come on, why can't you wake up the silly little program that puts you where you belong? I use Windows Power Toys to make my windows appear where I want them and the exact sizes I want them, and TSC seems to manage to avoid it. New York Texas Railroad says with today's technology it would be possible to port TS to console. TML have been able to port their games to console. Look, possibly, but this is a very old school game. So I don't know if anybody would be prepared to spend the money on it, to be honest. Well, I would think anything was pretty much possible. It's just money. And when you've got 1,500 DLC to port, that's a lot of money. Chester Fox, the name of that miniature steam railway is the Diamond Valley Railway, and it's in Eltham, in Victoria. And it is massive. It's not as big or as impressive as Train Mountain in the US, but it's big. I think I'd be relatively comfortable to say it's Australia's biggest miniature railway. I haven't heard of any that are more extensive. There's another Terminator going through the fence. I have to say the female characters in TSC are a lot more wiggly than they are in TSW. And the males always look like they're going to beat the crap out of someone like him. Hey, C, how are you? If you need a link, Chase the Fox, let me know. I'll find a link to their railway page for you. Actually, it'd be a good test. I want to see if you can hear the keyboard. There it is. It's a pretty difficult link too. dvr.com.au. Why did the doors open again? Did I accidentally type a T? Let's shut them then. Or are we just going to leave with the doors open? Because we're supposed to go. What happens if I just release the brakes? Will the game end because the doors are open? That's an interesting question. Nah, good. They closed. Very good. I'm okay, see? I'm glad to hear you're managing, Michael. Have a look at the diesel, because why not? Diesel. It's like a high-end version of a Gronk. That sounds like a fire. It is a fire. It's a very dull one, though. We won't be stopping at Donifit. We're going straight through into Watchet. I'm sure it hasn't been easy, Michael, because when you are without employ for a while, you start to question things about yourself. But it's nothing to do with you, just remember that. It's to do with the world. Stay on this side because it's sunny and it's a bit prettier. We'll get smacked in the face by the bushes. And bridges. Go back into full forward while we roll our way into Watchet. Of course, we're going just a little fast. The employment market's a bit interesting at the moment because I know at the moment when I put out a call for a new position or to fill an existing one because someone's chosen to go, or perhaps we chose them to go, both happen. I used to get 3, 4, 5 respondents. Now I get 50. All the mobile homes here. Hello, NJT. How are you? This is the final passenger stop coming up here at Watchet before we run empty cars to Minehead. No, I don't have a game called Five Nights at Freddy's, I Will Eat You. I think you've asked me that before. Hope you're doing well, NJT. How is New Jersey at this time of year? I actually know the question to that because I've actually been there at this time of year, but that's okay. Now, I might actually have to put some power on or we're not going to get to watch it. Oh, I'm doing okay. Yeah, it does get a bit hot in New Jersey. If you're wondering why I go into full forward gear when I'm coasting, that's normal practice. Full forward gear and cocks open. Interesting, the brake handle doesn't animate from out here, but I can see that the needles do. Now, is the back of the train in? It is. Last stop, people. Get off me train. No, don't get on it. Don't. She's gonna get on. Oh well, they'll just go to Minehead. We're going there anyway. It's fine. This is the West Somerset Railway. You are quite correct, NJT. We're running a King-focused series today. We'll be on Riviera in the 50s in a moment. We're just going to run this as empty cars, which is apparently full of passengers, even though the scenario says empty cars. And then we'll go for a run up to Minehead. Don't worry about typos, I will eat you. We'll figure it out. Michael says, where I am, we're expecting a big storm tonight. Heavy winds, downpours and thunderstorms into tomorrow morning. That's always exciting. It's not something you really need. Alright, now departing. Empty cars to Minehead. We're going straight into Minehead Bay, siding number 2. Let's just have a quick look at where that is. Center the player. And show the task. Alright. Well, it's interesting. We're not going to go into the platform. We're going to go right into the side. Okay. I actually think they used that as Rotten Row from when I was there. That was full of carriages that needed a significant amount of work. Coming up the West Somerset Railway's only gradient. There's loads of little railways across Victoria, Tasty Fox. I used to maintain a list of them because I run a website, steamengine.com.au, which I barely touch these days. But that used to have a list of all of them, and there were hundreds. I only took it down because I hadn't maintained it for so long. The information was old. But if you search for miniature railway on Google Maps, you will probably find a lot of them. At least I think you can do that. Let me try. Yeah, Maps finds quite a few. Not all of them that it finds are miniature, though. Some of them are. Ah, since we're running empty cars without passengers, it's time for some spirited running. Let's double the speed limit. Seems fair. Thunderstorms are good at night, Michael. If you can find somewhere sheltered to go and sit where you won't get hit by lightning, they're quite pleasant to watch. There we go. Speed limit successfully doubled. Just about every rural town, well not every, but any town that's got a decent population has one. Especially if they have or had a railway going through their town at some point. I will each you says the Class 09 and 37 should be on livery designer. I didn't actually know that there were some locos not in livery designer still. I kind of thought they all were. But it does sound like that's not the case. The 08 is just, or the 09 is just an 08 on steroids. NJT says, I remember the night when Hurricane Ida, by then at Cat 1, passed through here in 2021. Lots and lots of rain would help me fall asleep that night. We're about to crest the grade at Watchet. Chester Fox says it was reasonably small. There's a decent one in Echuca in the Rotary Park. It's not massive, but it's well run. I will eat you says, do you think TSW4 should have a Class 900 for GWE or not, and just reskin the 901? Just reskinning them gets people upset. It will start all this talk of being ripped off. Off the juices we slide through Watchet. In TSW4 in the original Somerset route, it had signals set up in this yard. And in the update, I can't remember if they're gone in the update or not, but in real life they're definitely not there. Michael says, I saw an interesting storm when I was about 6 or 7 at my aunt and uncle's place, where the lightning did a lasso around the trailer they lived in. That's called St. Elmo's Fire, I think. Mostly happens on ships, but it does happen to ground-borne things too sometimes if they're insulated from the ground well enough. So yeah, it would have been quite impressive, Michael. I Will Eat You says, I wish livery designer we can add accessories like Christmas decorations and a few others. You can. You can have Christmas decorations. There are decals for them. You have to do the mastery for routes to get them. C says, couple of days, it'll be RIP TSW4. Wait for Dovetail Direct. You may speculate in any way, shape or form you wish. I will not be joining you. I won't be joining you either, NJTE. It's actually uncool that there are leaks, because it's had massive consequences for the game community. Down a long straight, I'll let it build up some speed again. We head towards Minehead Bay. Nice little town, Minehead. You have the general townsfolk, which I found to be fairly friendly. You have an awful lot of people who are there on holiday, like me. And then there's a big holiday camp, which when I was there was under quarantine because it had a massive bout of gastro. But the kids from the holiday camp were still coming into the town and wiping their hands on everything, because that's what kids do. I Will Eat You says someone did a TSW7 ad wrap for the AM fleet. Oh well. Give it a few years, you never know what might happen. C says, I'm not really bothered by what it is, because whatever it is, I'm down for it. Well, wait for the Dovetail Direct. Because I really can't say anything. Uberk says, and I'll wait patiently for the short info from TSD following the stream. I will have content around the things that are coming in direct that will go live very shortly after, yes. And as usual, I will keep my things down to around 8 to 10 minutes, because that's enough time to cover the information without mind games and mentalness and dragging things out unnecessarily to get more view hours, because frankly, I don't really care about getting view hours like that. I care about getting content out in a way that's easy to use. Rails of Illinois, hello to you. How is Chicago today? I Will Eat You says the DBBR 406 should be drivable in main Spessart barn. I don't think it's got any guts. It's just a scenery object as far as I know. NJT says there's always leaks for the next game around late May. Williton says, wait for Dovetail to direct to debunk which leaks are real and which are fake. Well, you haven't got long to wait. Was it the 21st or the 20th? Let me just have a look. August the 20th at 2 o'clock UTC, which is middle of the night for me. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. August the 20th at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock UTC. And I better put some power on. And for the Aussies, that will be midnight. Get out of the way, Blue Anchor, coming on through. There's a boat museum at Blue Anchor. Likely museum at Watchet. It wasn't open when I was there. It made me sad. That's okay. I think we've got a green on the end there. It's hard to tell from up here. There we are. You can pay to stay in those carriages there. That's Blue Anchor. Off we go again. Burke says, wonderful. C says, I know yous already know, but I respect yous all clearly have to be shush. I've got a feeling you knew for a little. Unable to answer your question. It's like they say in air traffic control when the controller goes, need you to ascend to 10,000, and the pilot goes, unable. That's all they say. Unable. Rail says Chicago is fine. I will eat you says, how can I get the class 395 with the rainbow line, the trainbow train? It's random. And it was kind of funny because there was, I did about 4 streams in a row trying to get the thing. I never did. And then one day I was doing a stream without trying. And I didn't care, and I got it on about 4 trains. That's life. NJTE says, I will eat you random chance. Yes. NJT is 1/29th chance because there's 29 395s. I don't even know if it's that logical. More of the steamy juices. C says Dovetail Direct is not even live, it's pre-recorded. There will be a live. I can't remember exactly when, but it's really shortly afterwards. So if you will, see Dovetail Direct as the keynote to a convention. There's more to come. I think it's fair to say that. I don't think I'll get in trouble saying that. That would be okay. I love that sound as it swaps over from snifters to powering. Listen to this. But they haven't actually made the snifters visible, but it clearly has them. Violet, hello. I hope you're feeling a little bit better, Violet. Violet and I were going to meet up yesterday, but unfortunately Violet got a bit ill. Did not come. Which was sad. And I have to say, Violet, I replaced you with a meat pie. I just ate a meat pie instead. Not to give any confusion that I was going to eat Violet. Violet is not food. A Minehead level crossing coming up. It's a manually controlled crossing. In the game they only make you slow down here, but I think they actually stop. Rails of Illinois says TSW4 should have a route in Israel. Well, get someone to make it. He says, I was literally thinking about you, Martha, wondering how you was doing. Sent from iPhone. I Will Eat You would prefer the Pride class. Should be a selectable livery. Oh, you know, pop it in the suggestions. There's a suggestions thing in the forum. Go chuck it in there. Slide on through Dunster like a lubricated banana. Actually, it's green. It would be a cucumber. One of the few places you'll see modern things as you approach Minehead. I just finished my coffee, Violet. Yes, Formation Designer has moved on to mainstream now. Still a little bit wretched, says Violet, but slowly getting there. Well, hopefully you will pick up quickly. Well, think of it this way: as we get closer to the end of the year, the better the weather gets. So it should be more enjoyable. We do want to make it relatively soon, Violet, because one of the buildings I want to show you is actually going to get knocked down in 5 weeks' time. It's the one with the giant skeleton holding a bluebird. Cannibalism says, I will eat you. Not really. C says, all I'm saying about is I hope whoever leaked has been caught out. It's a shame one felt the need to leak something and should wait for the direct. I can't say much about that either. Really? But yes, people who deserve punishment deserve punishment. It's very simple. Yes, there has been a breach. Violet says, I've signed so many NDAs that my head wants to explode at times. You need to stay shut. Indeed. I think sometimes people don't understand the gravity of signing a contract. And they think that they go, oh, well, yeah, I can do that, but I can just do whatever I want after I've signed a contract. Well, the reality is no, because you can kind of end up in court for it. As people do find out at times. It's been so long since I've played WSR on Train Sim Classic that I can't remember if you have to tab through this signal, because it's a mandatory stop for all trains coming into Minehead. It's always red, this signal. See if stopping's enough to clear it. Or whether you have to tab. Looks like you have to tab. Denied! Oh no! Let's just see if the road's set properly. Maybe that's it. It is. That's set. That one's not. But if we set those, maybe we can go in. That'd be cool. Let's try that. Approved. There we go. You can scream like Martha, can you, Violet? So all those people that got on are going to be sad now because they're not going to be able to get out. Not easily, anyway. Giggle gas for crowd control. That could work. I Will Eat You says, I can't get the HDX caboose for Formation Designer. It comes from the Runway Elf route. Not everything's in Formation Designer. They'll only turn up in Formation Designer if they could be coupled to something else. If they don't have the right settings, they don't show up. In we slide. Once again, like a great greased cucumber. To check my calendar, I'm not sure what I'm doing next week, actually. Just have a look. There's a vet thing on Saturday. No, next week should be fine, Violet, if you're feeling well. JT says, I've been distancing myself from TSW4 for a while now. It's just been getting boring and I can't keep up with all these new DLCs. Hopefully the direct brings my attention back. No, that's fair enough. I think it's natural that games go in waves. You'll play something, you just can't put it down for a while. Some people play the same game and only that game. That's okay. I always find myself burying the games I'm playing. Violet says, I'm an ex-finance manager, so I know them well. Yes, the NDA. Hugh Burke says, in Dolores Umbridge voice, did someone say punishment? Yes. When I was in scouting, I had a district commissioner that Dolores reminded me of. She was not a nice person. She always made everything look like it was being done for really good reasons, but the reality was quite different. It's probably time to stop then. Just dump all the vacuum. Oh, you're going to make us sit here? Really? That's all we have to do, isn't it, though? Yeah, that's it. Oh, hang on. It's got a departure. Why has it got a departure? Oh, and we're early. That might have been all the speeding. But anyway, that's been the WSL one. Ah, scenario complete. Well done. You have completed the scenario successfully, even though you went really fast. That's okay. So let's pop over to Riviera now. Yes, you can have the thumbs up. That's fine. The next one is... it's a workshop one. So look at the subscribe. We're doing King of Exeter. Is it that one? No, that one. From CNJ004. Alright, off we go. This guy says it's their... well, I shouldn't say guy, I don't know. This person's first scenario. So let's see how they go. Just excuse me for a moment. It's getting sunny, so I'm going to turn off the gas and turn on the electrics. Because now that it's getting sunny, my solar panels will be firing up, so I can switch on the electric heating instead of the gas heating. We appear to be in a roof. There we are. King Eddie. G'day, King Eddie. We should probably open your doors, shouldn't we? At the Newton Abbot Up Relief platform. We all know what relief is. For King Eddie. But King Eddie probably had someone else come and do it for him. It's alright, see. It's not a drama. I will eat. You can't put custom liveries on the baby bullet information designer. Well, that's what they were delivering, was what they did. So I'm sure it'll get more development as time goes on, but there are other things to do too. And when you've got as many DLC as they have, you can't make everything work. It's just too much work. And yes, the tree canopies are weird. Yes, they are. Trees in games are just strange. I think in game-wise currently, in train games anyway, Railroad has probably got the best trees, but there's not much variation in them. But I know there's not that much variation actually in the area that it's set in, so I suppose that's not a surprise. The passengers have boarded and you are clear to depart for Exeter St. David's. Oh, I thought this was a stopper. It is a stopper. There we go. Do we actually have a signal though? Better look. Whee! Yeah, we do. We have a green. It's all good. The ladies in their 1950s clothing. The only difference between the 1950s and the 1960s, and the 1950s skirts were like that, in the 1960s they were that long. passengers are requested to cross the line via the bridge. We fly down a train on the other track. There you go. There's a camera shot for you. How good's that? Oh, wow, the train actually reflects too. That's unusual. And so you're riding along on this train over here going, oh no, I'm meant to be on that one. Actually, I think on this one I need to use the water scoop at some point. Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Okay. So I think at some point we do actually have to scoop water. Pilot says, I've been in JRPG mode on to game 3 of the series. I play every few years to move aside for a while. Yeah, it's kind of normal, really. Pick up a game, play it for a bit, put it down. It's kind of like this stuff. With Lego things. I keep buying them, but I don't make as many as I used to. They just sit around these days, but every now and again I make heaps. And in fact, this January, I will be exhibiting at Brickvention, so I'm contributing to another group's railway. I'm contributing some buildings to it. Because I don't have the skills to do what they do with the trains. People are getting very Harry Potter in the chat. As we gradually roll up on our top speed. Slightly quicker run, this one. Let the King stretch its legs a bit. Pilot was watching a Netflix Turkish show called Shamaran, based on the myth of the basilisks. Ah, fair enough. Just look it up. Sounds interesting. Hi, Williton observes that the train buffer beam is clipping him into the platform. You know, if you don't look, it's okay. That took longer than I thought it was going to take on WSR. Cruise along beside the water here, the Riviera in the 50s. Which of course is the British Riviera. As distinct from the cool one, which is the French Riviera. green on the distance. Bee's belly is hungry. If you feed your belly at midnight, feed it something light, see? Otherwise your belly will grow. See. I believe free roam's been fixed. Didn't a patch come out for it the next day? Any guesses on how to pronounce this? Is it really Teganmouth? Is it Tinmouth? Tynemouth? Tynemar? I don't know. Now arriving somewhere, doors will open on the left, but you have to open yourselves, so they won't open at all. Sorry. Stopped a little bit early then, but that's okay. Just try and get the whole train in the platform's probably a good idea. Church bells. I haven't heard church bells since the town of Llangollen, when a church next to me started playing at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and stopped at 10 p.m. I asked the B&B people if it was normal, and they said yes, and I said they should put it in their brief description. There we go. No, we didn't quite get the last coach in. I suppose I could have gone through the signal, but it did tell me to stop. So where are these church bells coming from? Let's go find them. Where's the church? Ah, there. There you go. You can listen to the bells for a while it loads passengers. Rails wants me to get that thing up to 90 mile an hour. Well, we can possibly do that for the next station. We'll see how far apart they are. I will eat you. Why is the LIRR, Long Island Railroad, expansion a separate route? Because it is a separate route. That's just it. C says peace at last. I know what you did. Violet says bells. That's what my father is doing now at St. Paul's. Is that St. Paul's in the city? Be cool to go and see the mechanism sometime. Zucchini Italian cuisine. Tarot? I think tarot. Bit of an occult in Train Sim Classic there. These are all real shops in here, they're just blurry photos of them. Uh-oh. I have this sinking feeling. Shift it away. To be the High Street. The item shop. Oh, that's imaginative. Verde. So to be a green company. Burt's Meat. Is it time to go yet? Masquerade. Another item shop. A Butcher. Very good. As distinct from B Butcher. Just Pie. Do you want a motorbike? Ah, it's time to go. Dawlish in 2.82 miles. I don't know if I can get it up to that kind of pace in such a short time, but we'll see. We'll have a crack at it, Rails. We're overusing our steam at the moment. Actually, we're not. That's amazing. All right. Yes, we are. Train Chaser Harry, this is Riviera in the 50s in Train Sim Classic. We are running a community scenario from Workshop with a King class. Mainly because even though the King comes with the route, it does not have any scenarios. How are we doing with steam? Ooh, gonna have to reduce the cutoff. Let's see how that goes. Reduce it a bit more. Just need to get steam generation back in the green, or we're not going to make that speed. Oh, we're on the edge. There we go. That's fine. That's perfect. Because Rails of Illinois wants us to get to 90 mile an hour. I don't know if I can do it in 1.9 miles, but we'll see. Probably not. No, because there's our station already on the map. So I won't get it this time, but we'll have a crack at it for one of the upcoming runs. Nice little freight train. In fact, I'll already have to start slowing down for Dawlish. This is the Dawlish seawall. It was breached not that long ago. The railway was closed for quite a long time. You can arrange access. That would be awesome, Violet. You should definitely do that. Maybe make a day of it. can take photos inside St Paul's. You just have to make a donation. They're quite happy for you to do it. Just not during services. A lot of tourists come in and try to do it during services. And while I am not a churchy person in the slightest, I have enough respect to not go and annoy people who are in the middle of a service. It's just kind of rude. Arriving at Dawlish. Oh, we can get a sandwich. Excellent. Getting a little peckish. You'd like C, lying in bed, feeling a little peckish. Your family has quite the history, Violet. That'll do. Run into the back of this lady's head. Bop. Something else coming in the other platform. Could be another king, or it could be a castle. Now let's just keep moving a little until we get to the 0-0 marker. This game gets a bit upset if you don't do that. There we go. Alright, and doors open. So what came into the other platform while we're loading up at Dawlish here? I remember seeing this when it was new and seeing the waves and going, wow, they're really good. Because, you know, that was the best it could do at the time. So what came in on this one? 79. A hall. Norton Ashton Hall. There you go. Cool. We shall watch the... sorry about the twitchy mouse. I'm still getting used to this thing. I have a new one. We'll watch the departure from here. But it'll be a little while, unfortunately, so just enjoy the sea. Enjoy the serenity and the calm. Well, if you violate licensing and copyright, I will eat you. Sooner or later it will bite you. Maybe not immediately. Because remember, it's not really Dovetail's problem. Listen to those seagulls. This would be a nice place for a holiday when the sea's not beating the entire town to death. Well, the first train's going out, but we're not. Hello, Caleb Keppel. How are you? Just a reminder for folks that I'll be streaming again at 12 today. I'll have some lunch before it. Because we're going to visit the BGR and Puffing Billy in Roblox. And joining in with another group's activities. It should be a lot of fun. You can put up as many liveries as you want, I will eat you. It's almost time. Surprised it's holding us so long, actually. It must have a fixed time in it. because we were supposed to go at 11:53. But the scenario maker must have put a fixed boarding time in. It's a problem with community scenarios. They don't always think about playability and people's ability to keep their mind on it. It sounds like the doors have closed, so let us get out of here. Hello, CSX train. I am well, thank you. How about yourself? Get our train out of here on the way to Dawlish Warren, which has got a great pub. Caleb Keppel said, did you see the DSG GDR Union Pacific Class 9000 came out today? No, I didn't. Which game? Or is it a real one? Let's Google it. I thought we'd just continue to sit here by the sea. Should probably go with the train though, shouldn't we? As it cruises along the beach. Do you know what it reskins, Caleb? Most of the stuff from that group. Ooh. I have to stop. I went off and I was starting to look at that loco. I come back here and go, oh yeah, I'm only half a mile away. You have to have a look at it. It's such a short platform, I'll go through the signal. Fortunately it's green, so I can. Just try and get as much of the train into the platform as I can. Should get pretty much everybody in. That first door's got a bit of a step, but that's okay. The Dawlish Warren. Let's have a look at the town of Dawlish Warren. A few greenhouses. Cabbages. Tomatoes. Awesome marijuana crop. More cabbages. Cabbages are very popular here. I'm tipping there's a lot of greenhouse gas in Dawlish Warren. More cabbages. And some broccoli. A few marigolds, some roses. More cabbage. More cabbage. Everybody needs more cabbage. Let me guess. Cabbage sandwiches. It's like about TSC, you can just go wherever you want. It really doesn't matter. Some more sandwiches. Some nice little umbrellas. Can we actually get into the fenced area? Of course not. Let's go around the back. There we go. Sit down here and have your cabbage sandwich. And watch the trains go through. The Odd Ones train's got a cab ride in the VTR game. Well done. Yeah, I'll be streaming that at 12. Starting off with a tour of the yard. And we'll be riding the train as a passenger. Then I'm getting a cab ride in the T class. Should be fun. Signal does look green up ahead there eventually. Better bring the reverser back a bit or my fireman will beam me with a shovel. So make sure you catch the stream, the Odd Ones, at 12 o'clock. We'll have a close look at the VGR, and we'll also have a look at the other creation, the Puffing Billy, that those people have been doing. Going hard. Maxi brakes on. Probably gonna Nebworth this, I think. It's too busy typing the poll. Will we get even one carriage in the platform? That's the question. Let's see. Will we get even one? I'm thinking not. I'm thinking we're Nebworthing. In fact, we definitely are. Brakes off. Power on. So we say goodbye to the little seaside town, mostly by surprise. As the fireman shovels his little titties off. Oops, I don't want to go that far down. Looks like finishing the passenger is a popular thing. Freight has shunting. Yeah, everybody likes shunting. Maybe. Reminds me, in Railroader, I'm set up for about 6 hours of shunting at various locations. I have to do that soon. Actually, I don't. I don't have to do it at all. Should minimise that mindset, because it makes it feel like a job. I've done a nice job on the sound for this. Fireman's going hard. He's on full shovel. Cruise past one of the many little signal boxes on the route. We should probably start slowing down. Oh, we've got a water trough too. We need to get water. Let's get water. There we go, we're picking up water now. I've got to pull that thing back up again now, or it'll rip it off. There we go. Just in time. Perfect. Had the brakes on a little hard while I was doing the water trough there, because, you know, doing two things at once. It was actually an interesting observation I made, because I had our one of our training drivers was my driver yesterday on Puff, and because I want to make it known I'm interested in joining driver's class, I was talking to him about driving, and I made the observation that you've got, every time you finish doing something, there's 5 more things in the queue that you have to be doing. Just so he knows I'm actually thinking about this. Exminster coming up, which is here, in fact. It's probably not that long, actually. We've got Exminster, Exeter, and that's it. So yeah, we can finish this one. It being the popular outcome anyway. Hello, cat. Oh, the cat's has come to visit. Looks like another hall, probably. For a workshop scenario, this is quite populous. They've done well. I always like finding a good workshop scenario. It's satisfying. I've got a few up. I know how much work they are. There we go. Lovely. Little sentinel lorry crossing the bridge there. Bit of boat honking going on in the background. A bit of a freight that was probably waiting for us, which has got another King Richard. It's got another King on the freight. Very good. What about these ones? What were these? So this guy's in the midst of doing some shunting. Haul. Very cool. A few irrigation canals, perhaps. And down here at the little yard, we've got a crane that's currently loading up a lorry. It does look like a Sentinel. Or is it something else? I think it's a Sentinel. Not sure. The logo doesn't look quite right. I run with the F3 HUD most of the time. Marcello. You just get used to the way it works. Or you can drop into the in here and you can see the gauges. I should start pumping the vacuum back up now. We just won't do it all the way. Do it enough to hold the train. Oops, a bit more. About there will do fine. That's enough to hold the train. We are indeed over the red line still. Great. Nothing bad ever came of that. No. And I'm running Auto Fireman Marcello because I'm a fireman in real life and I really couldn't be bothered doing the game. It's too much like work. Really is. We'll sit over here to watch the departure. If I can. Or maybe we'll sit in the track over here so we're hit by another train. That sounds like a good idea. Alright, pretty much time to go. Let's go hard. Whoa, wheel slip. That's just for Rails. Rails likes a bit of wheel slip. Little and often, Marcello. Yeah, there's lots of tricks you can do in TSC to make it go a bit harder when you want to. Yeah, let's go up to 100 now. Should be able to cope with that. Still making steam above the red line, no problem. What could go wrong? Nothing. Perfectly okay. Let's just fly ahead a bit, so we can see it come past. Give it time to accelerate. We'll sit up here somewhere and watch it come. Here looks good. Hopefully don't get run over by a train going the other way. Oh, it's the bloody controller. I could hear all this buzzing. I was wondering what it was. My Xbox controller. Watch out for that tree! Ah! Flying past little wayside signal box. Ah, it's time to start braking for the next one anyway. TSC is a lot unrealistic when it comes to firing with cello. A lot. There's a game coming out which has a lot of promise in the firing department called Century of Steam. When we stop at Exeter St Thomas, I'll get you a link if you haven't heard of it. But it looks like it could be potentially a good one. It's being built by someone who actually appreciates steam engines. It's got advice from quite a few people who understand steam engines being involved in it, so there's some hope. My only concern is that firing is actually very difficult and that people may find the game too hard to play. The makers have responded to that by including simpler modes of firing, so you don't have to go all out and fire in the correct manner all the time. When I say the correct manner, it's a bit of a black art, of course. It's different every day. You follow the same basic patterns when you're firing, but you have to be prepared to adapt because the coal can be different, your engine can be having a bad day, you might be having a bad day. All three might be happening at the same time. Marcello thinks the Just Trains LNER V2 is quite realistic in terms of driving and firing, but it takes a lot of work to get used to. Yeah, it would. If it's realistic, it would. But I haven't really found anything in TSC that I would consider to be particularly realistic in that front. I'm happy when they have a steam chest, like this one does. Race up to the end of the platform. Maybe on the platform would be good. Game. No, do what I want, not what I'm telling you to do. I like the way you can do this with vacuum brakes, just on and off, on and off, on and off, and not have a care in the world. There we go. Lovely. Marcello says, try having a look at the Caledonian Works or Bossman Games locos, or whatever they're called these days. Yeah, the only thing... I had a look at the Caledonia Works King, because I thought about using that, but they collect rather a lot of private information that they really don't need when you put your order in. So I just choose not to. And Bossman stuff I usually actually get through Dovetail. So. Fireman's shoveling his guts out in there by the sounds of things. Would have used a fair bit of fire coming through there. Let's start building the vacuum back up. That'll do. Just hold the train in place so we don't roll with the doors open. I'm sitting on our little viaduct here. You can sit here and watch the departure. It'll be quite good. May as well end this poll because that is what we're doing, is finishing the patch. That's fine. something coming in. And we're still sitting here, even though it has shut the doors. Ah, cool. That was worth waiting for. Marcello, that's not really true. You may have water disappear in the glass briefly, but it doesn't mean you're uncovering the crown sheet. On a railway like ours with the grades we've got, it's not that unusual to go from 4 studs to nothing in the glass. Just like that. But it reappears straight away. It's not actually gone. No point going too hard for this one because we're almost there. Exeter up main. If you're running with so low a water level that you would expose the crown by braking, then you're in a fairly dangerous situation. Side. I do believe I've had control taken away from me because I didn't acknowledge an AWS. Isn't that funny? I'm getting it back now. I didn't realise this loco had AWS. So where is it? I don't see it in there anywhere. Where is it? Oh, it's got the bell, I suppose, but no sunflower. The most single important thing about firing is keeping water in the glass at all times. Sort of double header coming out here. That sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? Better pay time attention to our train, I suppose. There's a lot of things about this loco that are unexpected. It's like it's a 90% finished pro level one. We don't want you to stop quite there, little locomotive. It's got all the features and scripting of a pro-level loco. It's just not billed as it. And it's almost not billed at all. Because it comes with the route, but it has no scenarios. It's strange. It's like they forgot. Hello, Railways Through the Lens. How are you? Geez, you got to get close to this bloody signal. Very close. Uncomfortably close. Just one puff, Vasily. Just one puff. If anybody knows where that comes from, good on you. Oh, come on, I'm going to spad in a minute. Doesn't want me to stop. After the signal. God, you actually have to run the loco through the signal to get to the stop marker. Okay, then. At least it didn't spad me. It must be bloody close, though. Marcello says, what also jitters my brain is that firemen leaving King's Cross in A4s left with a third of a glass rather than half of a glass. Yeah, it totally depends on the loco. So we've got some, 14A is a good example. You can leave Lakeside uphill with 4.5 studs of water in 14 and it'd be perfectly fine. But if you try and do, scenario incomplete. Yeah, I know, I skipped a station. It's all good. If you try and do that with 12, you'll end up covered in black crap because it'll prime. And it's just, you know, it's just how it is. We are now going to run Tripping Down the King's Weir. I don't know if we'll do it all because it's 10:47 and I want to finish by 11:30 so I can have some lunch before I do the next stream. All right. I actually met Clive Groom's daughter Rachel recently when I was on the Bluebird. Hello, driver. The Bristol to Kingswear freight has been stopped here for a faulty loco to be changed. You will be taking over. Make your way back to the siding and couple up. Water supply here is off due to a leak, so you'll have to use the troughs at Exminster so you have enough to get to your destination. Ooh, mean. The Viscount Portal. That's a castle, so that's not what we're driving. We must be driving this. Ah. Oh, let's get it out of the sun. Let's get her out in the sun so we can see her. She is. Which one have we got? King Ricky. Ricky Dicky. And we do have a signal. Very good. We have the bottom of the dwarf discs there. Ooh, this is a busy scenario. This must be pushing TSC pretty hard. We've got 4 locos moving at the same time. It's the kind of thing that gives Train Sim Classic the shits. Alright, that's it. I'm going to go over the next crossover because it's probably not set for me. And then we have to go back. Back to pick up our goods. Or a light engine, so just go about 55 or so. Come on. That'll do. What stopped me from getting the Caledonia Works King was the amount of private information that website wants. Let's just make sure that our road is actually set. Where are we? Yeah, we're there. Yeah, it's set. It's fine. Back we go. The website wants a lot of information it just doesn't need, like your address and your phone number. There's no excuse for collecting private information like that. Just don't need it. You used to need to collect a postcode for credit cards, but that's not true. It hasn't been true since the security code was put on the back of the cards. That's a very little light four-wheel loco, so I better not hit it too hard or it's going to derail. Just sneak up on it. I feel like this is uphill, but it's not. Bonk. See how much that moved? That's your load for now. Make your way onto the main line as signals allow. Max speed 60 mile an hour. Set your lamp code. Weak. We have a red lamp, do we? Okay. Fair enough. Let's, how are we doing for signals? We have a green. Magnificent. Let's see what kind of load we've got. Yeah, but I shouldn't have to, Marcello. These days, anybody collecting private information they don't need should really rethink it. Quite a load we've got. It looks like it's unbraked too. So we've only got the King's brakes, so we have to bear that in mind. This is going to take a while to stop. Go back up the front just in case we don't have green all the way. Looks like we do though. Well, I'm not suggesting they're doing anything dodgy at all, Marcello, don't get me wrong there. It's just that people shouldn't be collecting private information that they don't need. See that X signal's green, so this is safe. Another pair of ducks. with their little freight train. Got another green. Cut off back a bit. Now that we've got some speed up. I never use the same password with websites, Michello. I generate a new strong one every time. And I keep them in my password vault. Just for when we get there, I need to be turned around ready to use this. It's a very busy scenario. Pleased with this one. Very nice work from the person who made this. You have to assume everyone's websites are insecure because they are as secure as they can afford generally. Which isn't saying much. Got all the brakes on, only got the King slowing it down. I really should stop this thing from capturing a cursor, shouldn't I? I hear another train coming. Definitely hear another train coming. some petrol. Into the loop we go. We've got our first drop off here. Not sure what you mean by that, Marcello. Marcello says it's a shame this is the only steam route on TSC that is based in one region and period and wasn't made in 2009. Because this route's actually got two periods, because it's got a GWR period as well. We have the green. We are going to be going through in a moment. It's the left-hand one that is ours. Right, now we've got to uncouple some stuff. And we will in a moment anyway after we stop. Are there any cars that wants to take off, to be honest? It's very annoying having the controller popping up there too. I should unplug it. Uncouple the first 8 wagons. Alright, we'll do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, leave the rest here. Fortunately, TSC has no rolling physics, so you can't even put a brake on these ones. Right. Sounds like someone at the door. Delivery, I guess. Go and drop these off. Marcello says, I mean, set in the steam age. There's quite a lot of steam age routes, actually. Isle of Wight's a really good one. The steam railway. So out of the 1500 odd DLC for this game, there's rather a lot that are set in the steam era. I'm just hoping our road's actually set here. Basically not looking. Number 3 siding, excellent. It's a cute thing. I haven't actually seen a light board like that in the game before. It's a unique asset to hear. Well, the oldest thing in this game would be about 2012, I think, for Railworks. water have we got? Not a lot. The Odd Ones trains, there's two that will be happening. One is the VGR, and the other one's a yet to be released Puffing Billy, so it's a bit of a preview. And I'll have to get invited into it because I can't open it on my own. It's a closed game. Marcello would be talking about other railways like West Coast Mainline set in the steam age or East Coast Mainline set in the steam age. There is a Peterborough route set in the steam age. This one has the rolling resistance of a brick. Or some of the carriages have brakes on, one or the other. Shunting we will go. That'll do. And uncouple everything, I guess. I'm going to assume that. We have got a disc, so we can go forwards into the down spur. Don't need to open the cocks because everything would still be nice and hot. It's the natural end of life for every engine. Once they're not needed in their performer role, they just get denigrated down to freight and eventually scrapped. Interestingly, an express engine actually wouldn't be very good at doing freight because they are good at very high speeds, which aren't useful for freight, and they're not very good at acceleration, which isn't very useful for freight. Waiting, waiting, waiting. You need to control tab for the next few signals. Ah, so this person doesn't understand the scripting. That's okay. Just make it move first so the game knows which direction I'm actually going. There we go. I thought we were in siding 3. Yeah, it probably is why they kept the 8Fs and the Black 5s. Mind you, the Black 5s were a magnificent locomotive. Very good for just about anything. Anything in this track, or is it empty? Oh, there's stuff here, so we're picking some things up. Let's see what it is, so I know how hard I can hit it. Some fairly heavyweight stuff for English freight anyway. So I don't have to try and get into these at 1 mile an hour or something. We were talking about Great Western Railway before, and it's a fish ban. Ah, Matt Peddleston's favourite thing, releasing the fishes into the river. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go find his stream where he rolled a whole lot of fish bans into a river to release the fish. There's another train coming through as well. Sure you do, Michael. It's kind of funny. Ooh, I accidentally left that accelerating then. Come on, I don't want to hit too hard. Gentle touch. Let's see if we can get these to couple. No, they're probably too far apart, I think. Should be okay. Alright, we'll do it this way. There we go. Now picked up the ones you dropped off earlier. So we're going back to that siding back there, which means we want to go back onto the end of this train set and push back. We have got some signals to get through, so now we're moving. There you go. Now that one hasn't actually changed, so I hope that's okay. Marcello says also the reason so many tank engines like Hundsets exist today is because the National Coal Board and other industrial companies kept them running until the 80s. Yeah, it helps. We had a few examples of things like that too. It does concern me slightly that that's still red, but let's see what happens. Hello Neil TV8, how are you? Next signal is green, which is fine. What's this next one? Thanks, that was helpful. Red. There we go, we've got our disc into the siding now. if you're not familiar with Neil TV8, he has got a channel. Another Dovetail ambassador. Has many runs of the game, so if you're ever not quite sure what to do in a particular scenario or a particular service, you can probably find it on Neil's channel and see what he does. Let's stand outside the fence then, see if I care. That was a bit harsh. A bit harsh indeed. Hopefully we can couple them up though. Nice job. Don't forget your tender, Phil says it subtly. So I guess we're going back out through the loop. We have got a green up there. We don't have to worry about waiting for the brakes to recharge because there aren't any. I'm going to run for about another 12 minutes or so we probably won't be finishing this scenario today, I suspect. No, there's a bit more to do. But, because I want to finish at 11:30, so I've got time to have some food before I stream again at 12. So if you want to see what some creative young people are doing with Roblox, and I have to say what they're doing is pretty good. So just as a bit of a pre-hype, it is pretty good. Then I'll see you at 12 o'clock. Going straight here. Roll out of the yard. I was supposed to stop there, apparently. Well, why did you signal me out of there? You bad people. Oh well. Express passenger's gonna have to wait, isn't it? Hello, Brad. How are you? It's a weird channel, that one, Brad. When a signalman doesn't want you to leave somewhere because it's going to set up a path to have someone pass you, they shouldn't signal you out of the yard. Marcello says you should see some steam engines in a game called Rec Room. Quite realistic, but the building time for the engines can be up to years. That's fairly realistic of how long it takes. When ours go in for a D exam, they're usually gone for at least a year. Neil says, I would love myself some GWR Steam. My TSC is not installed at the moment since MSFS is on that same drive it was installed on. Oh, you just need some more storage, Neil. Ooh, you know what I'm not doing, that I have to do? Let's get some bloody water. And the trought's coming to an end, so I have to lift the equipment right about now. So hopefully I got enough water then. What have I got now? Ooh, I didn't get much. Probably a good thing I'm not going to be finishing this scenario today, because I'm running out of time. Because I probably didn't pick up enough water then. Yeah, my son recently upgraded his storage from plug-in SSDs to all on-the-board SSDs, all NVMe2 stuff. And I inherited his old SSDs, so they supplement my on-board ones now. I bought them from him. There are some very unrealistic engines in the game, that's for sure. The little GWR steam rail car is actually quite cool on this. There's another train coming. Let's sit down between them. I forgot you were heading up to Canada, Neil. That should be a lot of fun. Been to Montreal in Canada, but that's it. I'd love to do the Rockies trip sometime. Preferably in winter. Marcello says it just built a BR2 MT on the game, and it's taken me about a year and a few months, and it's probably one of the most detailed engines on Rec Room. That's cool. So Rec Room's kind of a Roblox competitor, isn't it? This station has what every station needs, an inbuilt pub. Neil says I'm going to Windsor and returning from Toronto. Cool. getting up to our maximum speed now. I'll just run for about another 4 minutes, so we'll see this thing cruising for a little while. Because we're not going to get 19 miles in 4 minutes, I don't think. Cello says the majority of some steam engines in the game can be laughable since they're also kids building. Some are good, some are unrecognisable. Well, the stuff that I'm going to be streaming at 12 is actually built by kids. Older kids, granted, but mostly kids. So, you'd be impressed with what they can do, I think. It's all Roblox stuff. Yeah, in Roblox, they're not games, they're experiences. So yeah, similar kind of thing. They're avoiding the name game. About whether I save this and finish it in a video or something. Yeah, Roblox does have some decent... It's good appearing trains, because they don't have physics. Someone will crack that particular thing at some point, but right now I don't think there's any trains with physics in Roblox. But it's still fun, and it gets you a lot of content that you just simply wouldn't get in a mainstream simulator. Because it's really cheap to make. There is a lot of traffic in this scenario. This is a really good one. It's hard to make this much traffic actually work without Train Sim Classic exploding on you. Cello says the only thing in Rec Room are the devs being quite ignorant or busy most of the time. Train builders and map makers have trouble making stuff due to glitches. Yeah, they have the same troubles in Roblox. I know what we're doing today will be artificially limited a little bit because of some issues that they're experiencing. But when they made Roblox, and probably the same with Rec Room, they probably never thought about driving trains in it. Hey Violet, it's almost time for me to finish in about another 30 seconds or so. So we won't be finishing this one, unfortunately. But I will be back at 12 o'clock for some content with VGR and Puffing Billy, Victorian Goldfields Railway and Puff. In Roblox. So I think that's about it for this stream. So after this tunnel, I'll stop the train, because I know when you save and restore, having your train stopped gives you a much better chance of that actually working. We cruise to a gentle stop by the seaside. The next thing will be live, yes, at 12 o'clock. Expect a little bit of mayhem. So, could even be black screening it for a little while we wait for the game to get organised. But we'll see how we go. Hopefully it'll be good. Yeah, see you later, Brad. Thank you for joining in. I hope to see everybody again in about 30 minutes, and it will be live. So it will be what's and all, which is what's going to make it fun, I think. Alrighty, that'll do it for now. So we'll see you again in around about 30 minutes time, just a little bit under. And enjoy yourselves. Thanks very much for joining in today. The chat is, as always, highly appreciated. And we'll see you again soon. Bye now.